Alrighty, guys, we're back for Ruthless Dawn, and this is an Aetherdrift standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. We got all four Ketramose, the New Dawn, 3 mana, 4/4 legendary creature god with Menace, Lifelink, and Indestructible. Well, holy cow, what's the downside? Well, it can't attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile, which hopefully is all too easy in this deck list, but we'll see, won't we? Bottom ability here, whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or the battlefield during your turn, you draw a card, lose 1 life. Cool stuff, man. Now in this deck list, we actually have ways to exile cards out of the opponent's hand, which doesn't work with the bottom ability, but at least it's still getting cards into exile for the top ability, because of course, eventually we want to start attacking with Ketramose, right? So about those cards that exile from hand, Intimidation Tactics, actually making the cut as a 3 of in here. So one black mana sorcery speed, has cycling for 3, so of course you can pay the cycling cost, discard this card, draw a card, which I do think will really come in handy, especially in that late game when the opponent's hand might already be empty anyways. So target opponent reveals their hand, you choose an artifact or a creature card from it, exile that card. Honestly, interested to see how often this misses today, or it doesn't miss, right? So we have 3 Ruthless Negotiations as well. This is a 1 black mana sorcery speed. We do see this pop up from time to time. So target opponent exiles a card from their hand. If this spell was cast from a graveyard, you draw a card, and it has flashback 4, 4, and a black. So 5 total mana. But honestly, if you already had the Ketramose established on the board, you're not mad to spend the 5 mana to flash this back, since of course you exile it after paying the flashback cost, so kind of neat. All right, what about the cards that work with the bottom ability on the Ketramose? Graveyards, battlefield. Well, battlefield, of course. Removal, Anoint with Affliction, all 4 of them. All 4 Ossifications as well. I think these are going to be great pieces of spot removal. More spot removal packed in with a 1 of Legions to Ashes. Should be pretty decent, right? We do have more spot removal and some more hand hate with Liliana here, making the cut as a 1 of. Of course, the -2 is a sacrifice. It doesn't actually get the exile, but still going to be pretty solid in here. And even when you're sending stuff to the grave, you're going to try to pick it up with Ghost Vacuum. 1 mana artifact. Tap it, exile target card from a graveyard. Awesome stuff. Should pair beautifully with the Ketramose. It has a bottom ability. Not going to take the time to go over it, although it really could come in handy for 6 mana if the game goes on late enough, which it really could in a deck list like this. More ways to peer into the opponent's hand and kind of sort of get cards into exile too. I know that the opponent can remove Deep-Cavern Bat pretty easily, but I don't know, man. What creature is going to go in Deep-Cavern Bat's place? Also, the flying, the evasion, and the lifelink. Everything about Deep-Cavern Bat's great, especially when we're playing with Gix. Even more ways to restock our hand, and even more ways for us to lose life too. So kind of a similar case with the Ketramose where we're drawing, losing a life. Same concept with the Gix here too. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may pay 1 life. If you do, draw a card. So Dreamthief is also in here because of the evasion. So what's nice about Dreamthief curving into Deep-Cavern Bat, curving into Gix is, of course, you have 2 flyers swinging in, gaining 1 back from the Deep-Cavern Bat and potentially completely restocking your hand. It's a really good curve. But Dreamthief kind of belongs in here, dude, because it has, when it enters, you surveil 1, so extra card in the grave to vacuum up with Ghost Vacuum or something, right? But also, for 2 and a black, you can exile this card from your graveyard. You draw a card, and you lose 1 life. So even more ways to lose life, hopefully. The lifelink on the Deep-Cavern Bat and the lifelink on Ketramose when we're eventually able to swing in with it is keeping our life total nice and stocked up. How about the top end, guys? Well, we have a couple Day of Judgments. Emergency board wipes are going to go the extra mile. It's destroy all creatures, which Ketramose has indestructible, so that's kind of cool, right? I don't want too many of these, though, because it would definitely be brutal to pick up a couple of your Deep-Cavern Bats or something, too. Also have a couple Kaya here as well. I'm not going to take the time to go over it. I think it's going to be an excellent top-end Planeswalker for this list, though. The mana base, guys. We are leaning a little bit towards the black mana in this deck list, but leaning heavily towards the black mana in the mana base. Why? Because most of the time, the Verge is just going to be an excellent dual land, because we have 12 total basics, mainly for the Ossification, but also all 4 Fabled Passage in here, grabbing those basics out anyways. Also, we really want the turn 1 black source, so if all we see is Verge early on, we'll be fine, because look at all these 1 mana cards that require that swamp. So, a couple Restless Fortress. I am concerned that this deck list doesn't have many win conditions. So Restless Fortress, I think, will go the extra mile. We also have a Fountainport too. Similar concept, but you have a little bit of token generation with the Kaya. You never know if we use this as some card draw too. Honorable mentions, guys. All I got over here is a Soul Search. I don't really play a lot of deck lists like this, so I don't realistically know what belongs in the honorable mentions. You know what I mean? So at the very least, what belongs in the honorable mentions? Let me know in the comments. Guys, I do my dandies to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's take this into some ranked, see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. But first of all, what am I expecting from the build? I was trying to think of what I was going to say for what I'm expecting. I think it's going to be good, but I don't know. Well, first of all, it's going to be essential to see Ketramose, right? So that's good. Ketramose, opening hand, 2 Verge. We're playing mono black until we find a basic, which should be all too easy. I'm going to keep this, guys. I don't want to mulligan a hand with Ketramose. What if we don't see it for the rest of the day? There we go. We saw a swamp anyways. Which means we can successfully just get the Verge down. Start with Dreamthief. Get that Surveil going. Fabled Passage. I'm going to keep it. Totally fine to see our 4th mana, especially when it helps us thin. It's a card to pick up with the Ghost Vacuum too. All right, we can safely get the 2nd Verge down. And let's go ahead and peer into the opponent's hand. Okay, Esper Pixie has been appearing a little bit too much for my liking recently. So, of course, Pixie's going to bounce Momentum Breaker, and then they play it, and they hit the bat anyways. And it's a similar concept with this town ain't big enough, but I'd prefer they did that instead. So, I'm going to take the Pixie. I hope that makes sense, right? Yeah, I'd prefer that they do this town ain't big enough so I can play the Deep-Cavern Bat again and pick up Pixie again. All right, they pass it back. Anoint with Affliction. Nice. Momentum Breaker is going to be brutal with the Ketramose, getting around the Indestructible pretty easily, I would say. We could still establish it, though. They do the bounce, they play the Breaker. I guess it's actually just Deep-Cavern Bat number 2, unfortunately. Here into their hand, now's the time to do the this town ain't big enough, I suppose, because we're about to grab it. Oh, nowhere to run. Well, crap, they saw more removal off the top anyways, which is not going to be unheard of against these Esper Pixie deck lists, guys. So by no means is that like getting unlucky. All right, nowhere to run. So they're still going to want to do that, but Ghost Vacuum. Okay, Ghost Vacuum is established. I don't want to hit the Faerie Dreamthief because we'll be able to hit that anyways with its own ability, which I think will be more valuable once the Ketramose is down. Okay, this town ain't big enough. Bounce the Momentum Breaker, get their Pixie back, and then Momentum Breaker comes down next turn, hits this Deep-Cavern Bat, they get nowhere to run back. The important thing here is saving the Ketramose from the sacrifice, and how long will it take to actually do that, right? So you can pick up there, this town ain't big enough with the Ghost Vacuum for fun. Okay, Momentum Breaker. And then Pixie bounce Momentum Breaker back. Again, locking us out of the Ketramose play. So we're going to have to figure something out here. Or just like be patient, wait an extra turn, see what we can pull off. Yeah, this is a rough matchup for me no matter what. It's actually a really rough one for me to play around too. So, see, 2 pieces of spot removal in hand. No matter what, once we play the bat, they have another piece to pick it up with next turn. Faerie Dreamthief. Okay, first of all, we thinned the deck list because 5 mana is definitely enough for the rest of the game, right? Can keep Anoint with Afflictions open. Or we could do it now so they don't have something to bounce the Pixie anyways. I'm going to grab a plane since we have a swamp in hand. Let's peer into their hand and see what we decide. Either way, the removal we pick up, they'll have another piece. It's actually another pixie in hand anyways, guys. That's terrible news. Yeah, Ketramose chilling right now. Not ready. Not ready to do anything. The Kaito is also going to be pretty brutal. When it's a creature, it'll be a 4-mana creature, right? That's how that works. So I'd rather them play Momentum Breaker, we sacrifice, then they get nowhere to run back. Nowhere to run does miss the Ketramose, but they're just going to bounce whatever they need anyways. This is going to be rough, dude. Anoint with Affliction, I'm going to keep open for no good reason, really, but there might be something else to pick up. Also, opponent, I apologize for taking so long. It's kind of rough to play against these, isn't it? A lot to think about. If Momentum Breaker didn't exist this game, we would have gotten Ketramose down pretty early, I'd say. Momentum Breaker. And then second Pixie can pick it back up, but they have nowhere to run in hand anyways. Right? They start with the swing, and this is totally fine. It's a totally fine play. Anyways, second Pixie, bounce Momentum Breaker back. Ketramose is locked, dude. We cannot play that yet. It's too important, too valuable to establish an engine with it. So we're probably just going to draw on the Faerie Dreamthief. We'll first pick up, I guess, the Deep-Cavern Bats, because it might get to the point where we get 6 mana. Ossification is not terrible at all, dude. It's too bad we can't go Ketramose. Ossification. We could draw, but then they sacrifice. They make us sacrifice Ketramose and we cry about it, you know? So we could pick up Ketramose with the Ghost Vacuum. I just talked myself into that. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Yeah! Go, 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 go! Alright, let's see what we draw. Day of Judgment. Holy cow. Okay. That could honestly come in handy. Momentum Breaker gets around the Indestructible, which we were playing around this whole game, but then I talked myself into the Ghost Vacuum play, so... Okay, Kaito not coming down. Pick up Ketramose. It's funny, dude. Also, we have all 4 of them. We could see more off the top, too. Well... Deep-Cavern Bat Ketramose. The nowhere to run will hit it, though, because it'll be a 1/1. That's something I didn't think about. Alright, so we're probably just going to pick up even more with the Ghost Vacuum. I hope they don't find a bounce spell for it, though. Alright, let's see what we draw. Because, again, we could find something. Yeah, Ghost Vacuum doesn't bring back the full creature. It comes back as a 1/1 spirit, so that means nowhere to run being -3/-3 gets around the Indestructible. And it won't be a 4/4, so... Also, it can't attack yet anyways. But... I can only imagine Kaito's going to come down soon. Anoint with Affliction. Pick up the other Deep-Cavern Bat. Yeah, the main thing here is... 2 Deep-Cavern Bats. We'll see if they tap out. They probably won't. But they could. Hopeless Nightmare. Guess Day of Judgment. Kind of breaks my heart because that could come in handy at some point, but Anoint with Affliction is probably better. Right? I don't know, guys. Send help. This is rough, dude. I don't know how to play around this. Okay, they won't have nowhere to run, which means you could pick it up with the Deep-Cavern Bat. Huge news, guys. Huge news. It doesn't have haste, so they go Surveil. If they send a creature, we'll take their creature over our Deep-Cavern Bat, right? Oh, crap. No, we definitely want to take both of those. So, Deep-Cavern Bat, number 2, being exiled. Ghost Vacuum. Not terrible, honestly, right? A second Ghost Vacuum? Alright. Activate only as a sorcery. Here goes nothing, dude. It's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. Yeah, with them only having 1 mana. That's mine. And that's mine. All right, let's see what we can get done here. Ketramose still can't attack, but oh, a pixie off the top. Oh no, guys. Oh no. All right, well, we know that it has to be this Deep-Cavern Bat. Which luckily, well, I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening here. They go for the swing. We go no blocks. Of course, right? Wait a minute. Yeah, Ketramose can't block. Never mind. I'm surprised we haven't gotten to the point of the game where 7 cards are exiled, you know? They send some things to the grave. Next turn, there will be 7, but unfortunately, Ketramose is only a 1/1 anyways. Fear of Isolation. Uh-oh. Now we won't get to 7. Because Anoint is what we want to keep, but Ghost Vacuum, yeah. Alright, we definitely keep the Anoint with Affliction first of all. Oh, Deep-Cavern Bat, there we go. Now we'll get to 7. Alright, first we start with that. This is crazy, dude. What on earth? Fear of Isolation, sure, I guess. Anoint with Affliction on the Fear of Isolation is better than the Pixie. Start with the draw. I guess we could have started with the draw before the Deep-Cavern Bat, but I think it makes more sense to peer into the opponent's hand first, right? I think so. Alright, they have the block no matter what, so I'll try swinging at Kaito. Maybe I should have kept Ketramose as a blocker, but what if they see a Hopeless Nightmare off the top? Or, Nowhere to Run, I mean. Sorry, guys. All the card names, they're just all the same all the time for me. Let's take the 5 and see what we can pull off next turn. Maybe they missed. It's possible that they missed off the top here. Surveil, draw a card for each opponent who lost life. That's pretty brutal, though. They're getting a lot of value from Kaito. Oh no, Deep-Cavern Bat, get down. No, Ketramose, run. Run. No. All right. Well, a Fountainport. No, you know, not bad, I guess, right? I guess we'll swing with Restless Fortress. We do get some life gain. We're gonna full swing at the Kaito because, boy, that's been a problem, huh? Big problem. Ossification hitting this Pixie early on. We should have saved it for the Kaito. We didn't know Kaito was around, though, right? I don't think so. Yeah, we don't have 3 to generate a fishy. Oh, that's game. Dude, good game opponent. That was a wild one, huh? That was kind of cool, I guess. I'll tell you what, though. Esper Pixie, I don't remember the last time I won against him, so, that's dangerous, dude. I gotta start, like, building around it or something. Also, Demir Bounce, too. So, I mean, hey, don't quote me on that. It's very possible that just a couple videos ago we ran over a Esper Pixie list. I just don't remember. The games, the card names, all of them are just blurring together. So much Magic the Gathering recently. Speaking of which, how have you guys been enjoying Aetherdrift so far? Let me know in the comments for sure. We go first. I like this hand a lot. Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Start with the Surveil. I'm hesitant this time about the planes, but I am going to keep it so we have the turn 3 Ketramose either way. Pick it. Venerated Rot Priest. Okay. That's pretty good. Alright. Call me crazy, guys. I'm going to let them keep the Rot Priest for a turn. I'm going to go Intimidation Tactics and Fabled Passage. That literally might be crazy. We'll see, won't we? Oh, Ascent, Snare, Sheltered by Ghosts, Ascent, Crawling Forest. So Sheltered by Ghosts is going to be a problem because of the Ward 2, and that might be exactly what their turn 2's looking like here. I'll swing because I think Dreamthief is a goner, and also I don't plan on blocking Rot Priest, even though it's about to get them some poison rolling here. I think it's Sheltered by Ghost for the turn, guys, because the ward is crazy. Oh, it might not be. Okay, Serum Snare open is what they're doing. So Sheltered by Ghost, of course, picks up the Ketramose too. If we go Anoint with Affliction on the Rot Priest, they go Serum Snare, bounce the Rot Priest. If we go Ketramose, they go Sheltered by Ghost, pick up the Ketramose. But we'll have 4 mana for the Anoint next turn. Or 2, and then the extra ward cost, if they don't find protection. What is our options? Anoint this turn, let them Serum Snare, establish Ghost Vacuum. Start with the swing, actually. Start with the swing. Okay, up to 2 poison. Hopefully I'm playing this out well enough, guys. It kind of feels like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place in these, for real. You'd think, like, Indestructible would do a lot, but it doesn't do as much as you would hope. Okay, 3 poison. They decide on the Serum Snare. Proliferate. Oh, 4 poison? Yeah, dude, that's so scary. Holy cow. That happened fast. All right, end turn. See if they find their 3rd mana. They do. So that could be another Serum Snare to protect the Rot Priest, guys. So the goal here is, number 1, every single turn we pick up something with Ghost Vacuum anyways, no matter what. Right. I guess they have Sheltered by Ghost this turn if they want. If they pick up Ghost Vacuum, we won't have the card draw on the Ketramose, guys. So, I'm scared. See what they target. They do target the Ghost Vacuum. Oh, no. I'll keep their grave empty. Deep-Cavern Bat. Not bad, dude. Ketramose can't do anything. Deep-Cavern Bat at least lets us pick something up here. But Ascent is probably going to help them get the poison regardless. I think it's Deep-Cavern Bat, dude. What's Ketramose going to do now that... Woo! Okay. Well, at least we picked that up. That's another way to get around the Indestructible, dude. We want to try to double block the Rot Priest? Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. Oh my goodness, that would have been terrible. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+3, gains flying and toxic. Alright, no attacks because chumping the Rot Priest literally might be necessary depending on what they see off the top here. Because they can... Oh no, it's a Sheltered by Ghosts. Oh... They could take the Dreamthief successfully and force a block into the Deep-Cavern Bat as they target the Rot Priest up to 7, right? And then they'll have 2 toxic here. So up to 7, 2, up to 9. I think we're dead either way. Let's just keep the Deep-Cavern Bat around. We're gonna die next turn to them targeting the Rot Priest, or... Unless we see, like, Liliana off the top, which would be crazy. We only have 1 Liliana. Yeah, Ossification. Wait a minute. Control becomes the target of a spell. Ossification's perfect, man. That's perfect. It didn't have to be a Liliana. Since it's already on the board, it's not a spell, right? Because it doesn't say target of a spell or ability? Or am I crazy? Oh, double sheltered. No. No, it wasn't much of an oops. It wasn't oops, but it wasn't much of one because there's nothing else we could have done. Good game, opponent. Wow. Brutal, huh? So far, Ketramose is kind of chilling. Ketramose not doing a lot. It's hard to get down. It's easy for the opponents to remove. Interesting. I say we keep the ball rolling. We're 24 minutes in, guys. While I have you here in the middle of the video, make sure you check out that description where we do have that Discord link. What's that Patreon link, too, if you're interested in supporting the channel that way. And then also, guys, for the YouTube side of things, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing as well, because it really does help out the channel. So thank you, guys. All right. Opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? No Ketramose this time. We find a white source on Fable, which works with Ossification. We go first, so we have turn 1 Intimidation Tactics. I like this hand. The only thing I don't like about it is no Ketramose, but 4 of them packed in means we can draw one, right? Yeah, being the main build around, we want to see it like every game, right? I also want to see it do a little bit more today. Double Sheltered by Ghost in that last game. I don't even think the opponent needed it to get there, by the way, guys. They had so much toxic rolling so early on. Best case scenario. No, see, second Sheltered by Ghosts wouldn't have had us pay the extra 2. So maybe we'd still be in that match, but still, they didn't need much poison remaining. Guys, let's go ahead, pause the video until the opponent shows up. Okay, the opponent has arrived. For a second there, it didn't feel like they were going to arrive. Yeah, we're going to save Fabled Passage. We're going to go turn 1 Intimidation Tactics. Take their best creature. Oh no, guys. Oh no, not the Esper Pixie. Anything but the Esper Pixie. Dude, alright, double Hopeless Nightmares. What are we discarding? Fountainport probably is one of the discards. I want to keep Deep-Cavern Bat around, I'm assuming. Especially based on their hand right now. Well, first of all, Ruthless Negotiation is a good discard too. But I'm going to save... Excuse me, guys. I'm going to save the Ruthless Negotiation for next time. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Never mind. Because I want the turn 2 Deep-Cavern Bat to pick up spot removal if they drew it. Oh, hey, opponent. Nice card sleeves, buddy. It's not every day that we play the same card sleeves as an opponent for a deck list. All right, they pass it back. Fountainport, Deep-Cavern Bat. No white source yet for the Ossifications, but... Okay, I guess we take Fear of Isolation. In other words, they play it, bounce the other Hopeless Nightmare anyways. But, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, they play their tapped land, Surveil. They keep it. That's not good. I guess Ossification, because it would be very silly to send the Fabled Passage when that's our white source right now. Kaya, all right. That's good news, man. Just going to grab this now. I'm not going to hold the opponent up on their turn. Get that swing. Okay. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, so far, the opponent just has a lot of mana, so... Oh, no. That's probably what they kept on top, right? Ooh. I don't mind the 4th, like, at all. We should go right into Kaya, right? Get some spirits rolling. They could swing... If we swing with Bat... I'm going to take that risk anyways. Yeah. Let's generate a spirit. Try to chump the Otter. I was going to say, it's like really easy for them to pop the spirit, swing Otter into Kaya. But they'd have to get the prowess up to 4. They go for, okay, here's our chance, guys, to get a little bit of revenge against the Esper Pixie decklist. The question is, can we actually see enough off the top here to do so? Another Kaya. Not bad, right? I don't mind that at all. Now, if they do find something... Also, yeah, extra spirits, no joke. I think I might Ossification the Otter, too. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do here. Since they're missing a lot, is Ossification on Otter worth it? I guess so. Let's do it. What am I tapping? I'm sorry, opponent. I am... Yeah, that's fine. Because we'll only have the 2 open anyways, so we won't have Fountainport. Ossification on the Otter potentially keeps the Kaya on the board even longer. Kaya in hand once they find removal for the first one's crazy to me. I don't know, kind of seems worth it. Although it also a little bit of patience is worth it too sometimes, so keeping Ossification in hand. No, not my second Kaya. No. Ketramose, my hero. Opponent. No. I want to play that out so bad. Aw, man. Hey, first of all, GG opponent. We got a little bit of revenge versus Esper Pixie for every once in a while, 1 out of 20 games versus the deck list. They'll miss a couple times, right? But also, you know, we made them miss a little bit here too, right? Intimidation Tactic early on took their Pixie, which is crazy. Kaya on the board being an MVP. Ketramose, what a good draw, dude. That was coming down for sure. And then we had the option +2 on Kaya or -2. Exile creature you control, and then for each other player, exile up to 1 target creature that player controls. So we could have went Exile Spirit, Exile Fear, draw on the Ketramose, swing for 2 down to 12. We gain the 1 back from the Ketramose too. What's interesting though is this is another game where not a lot was exiled, guys. However, instead of generating spirits, if I was exiling with Kaya, also if but that was going to be another exile with the fear too. Wow. Yeah, I'll take it, man. You know how hard victories are sometimes. Like sometimes you just gotta like, I can't even. Words are escaping me. That's how deeply I feel about how tough it is to get wins sometimes, you know? Oh, man. All right. One more game. Let's do this. Let's friggin' do this, man. Opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? No white source. Play the mono black game, but if we had double black, I'd say we do, right? Because what a curve. We go first. Wow. We'll find it. We'll be fine. We'll be fine, dude. I actually really like this hand. We won't get punished. Totally fine. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Okay, send the Ossification. It's underneath that one, okay? It's underneath that Ossification. We're fine. Got 4 Verge packed in. We have Fabled Passage packed in. Everything's fine. Oh, actually, Dreamthief would have been an okay play there, too, for the other Surveil. Crap. Let them have a turn 2 Sky Knight or a turn 3 Arabo. Arabo's better to pick up right now, right? Even though the tempo plays Squire. Double Ossification that we can't play because I'm crazy and didn't mulligan. We'll swing. I think every point of damage matters in this one. Without too many win conditions and stuff, yeah. Here comes Squire. So we could have taken that and stopped their turn too. Wouldn't be a terrible trade, but giving them the Arabo back kind of defeats the purpose. Anoint with Affliction's pretty good. Alright, that's not the turn though. The turn is Surveil on Dreamthief, make sure we find the Gix mana. Yes, okay. Gix mana is essential because Gix helps us draw into the white mana for the Ossifications. So all this spot removal is going to be amazing once we actually can play it too. Arabo, number 2. Nice. I do like seeing some kitty cats. I'm going to chump while we have the chump, guys. We can't take 7, then take 3 next turn to the Gix. We can take 3 and take 2 next turn to the Gix. That's fine. Oh, we might not even do Gix next turn. We should anoint with Affliction the Arabo. Nah, who am I kidding, bro? We already risked it by keeping this hand. We're going to keep on risking it, darn it. Let's go. We have a blocker on the ground. Go back up to 17. Down to 15. We're fine. Ruthless Negotiation. Yes, Verge. Aha! 2 pieces of spot removal next turn. Now we're talking, dude. Now it's looking a little less silly. Swing for 4. I take the 4. Ow. My face. Verge. Oh, other white source too. Now we can double down on Ossification, but... But we're not going to. We're going to still do Ossification and Anoint. Well, double down next turn, I mean, but yeah. There's not a lot else we want to do here, so... first of all, Anoint with Affliction on Arabo, the first Fang. Then, Ossification. Sky Knight Squire. Then, I guess swing. Oh, I should have drawn first. Oh, I wasn't even thinking like I was going to draw, though. Just one. Just one down to 11. That's fine. Oh, wait, can we go down to 10? Are we safe? Are we safe? We're safe. We're safe. We should have drawn first. But it's fine. We didn't really see anything else we wanted to do anyways. 5th mana, Regal Caracal's really good for the opponent this turn. It boosts Savannah Lions and the 1/1. It gives them a ton of life gain. They should just swing with Savannah Lions, though. And they do. Ossification picks up Caracal. I hope they don't have Get Lost in there. Down to 7 or keep the Gix. My apologies, opponent. I am thinking, buddy, because that could be an all-right enough trade. We just don't have any extra card draw in hand. We might need to draw more removal next turn. All right, no blocks. Down to 7. They go back up to 16, which is crazy, dude. Ghost Vacuum isn't bad. Second white source. No matter what, we have to clean up. Wait, wait, wait. This time we start with the swing. And I still keep Gix as a blocker, and I hope they don't have the second Regal Caracal in hand. Alright, draw. This is so risky, dude. Okay, draw, down to 6. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Wait a minute. Apologize, opponent. Again, I'm sorry. It's taking so long. Okay. Ruthless Negotiation, right? See what they exile here. It's going to be Ruthless Negotiation number 2 anyways. Probably. I don't think we take the turn to establish Ghost Vacuum. It was Sky Knight Squire. All right. Sorry, opponent, but it wasn't much of a decision. It could have been if I decided on Ghost Vacuum, but... And extra blocker. All right, Plains. We can send that quite successfully, I'd say. All right, opponent. Let's see that top deck, dude. If it's a Caracal, we're in danger, bro. If it's not, it's a land. Okay, I think we can pull this. I think we can pull this back. Definitely block. Definitely block. Take 2. Down to 4. Oh, Day of Judgment. Well, that's pull lever in case of emergencies. Right. I guess drawing is not 100% necessary here. I think since they don't have any cards in hand too, we don't do any of this either. Now that we're down to 2, all right, we can get this down. Fountainport can generate issues if we want. Still have 3 open after this one too. I'm gonna just swing with the Deep-Cavern Bat, and do I draw? That's the real question. Down to 4? Let's do it. Yeah, since we gained it back. Anyways, Intimidation Tactics, we can cycle that if we don't go fishy. All right. All right, dude. I'd love to see Ketramose this game, huh? This is interesting. Dude, we got to revisit cats very soon, for sure. I don't know if I want to go mono white cats or exactly what I want to do, but we have to revisit cats. The opponent doesn't know this, but we're actually best friends for them playing kitty cats. That's actually how this works. We'll grab... I want to keep both Dream Thieves. So I'm just going to grab, like, the plains. We just want as much in exile as possible is the thing. I think I'm just going to cycle out the Intimidation Tactics instead of taking an extra one for Fishy. I think that makes the most sense here. Liliana. Okay. Okay. So I suppose Ruthless Negotiation draw also isn't too bad, right? Get rid of whatever's in hand, then go for the swing. Now we can swing with Deep-Cavern Bat successfully again. Even if it is removal and they get the Arabo back, I'm not too concerned, I hope. The thing is, we don't have many blockers on the board when it comes time. Being this low on life without the Ketramose life gain is actually pretty brutal too. Yeah, we start with the draw though. Then we'll draw on Ruthless Negotiation too, and get rid of whatever's left in their hand. Ow, my face. And then Ruthless Negotiation, I suppose. I don't know, man. Maybe Liliana's a little better. Crap. Alright, I guess I talked myself into that. We'll still have 3 open for Fishy on Fountainport if we need it. Wait a minute.
Nobody knows Dominaria.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna go sacrifice, actually. One less cat on the board to swing with is actually essential, I would say. Yeah, right now we just have to find, like, a win condition, a way to swing through successfully without sweating. Okay, 3rd mana Fountainport open, and Ghost Vacuum's also open. Ah, it was a flanker, dude. Okay. That's kind of no joke. Exile our graveyard, because we have too many options in the grave. Actually, they don't... Well, yeah. They probably want to do that, right? We'll see what they choose, and we'll vacuum some stuff up. We'll gain 2, scry 2. The scry 2 is pretty smart as well. Yeah. Oh. 2 to bottom. That's good news for us. Yeah, right now we just can't take too many risky swings. Oh, Helpful Hunter. That's pretty good, dude. It's pretty good, man. See what they find. Anyone's game, and kind of at the edge of my seat right now. This is a fun one. It's hard to not have fun when you're up against kitty cats, though. I'll swing at Liliana. You monster opponent. Alright, let's block here. Trade into flanker and hope that it's nothing too fancy in the opponent's hand. I might draw on the Dreamthief in the grave, guys, but I really don't want to take too much extra damage. Alright, Ghost Vacuum, vacuum up the flanker. Ghost Vacuum. Wait, I should... Okay, good game, opponent. First of all, I made a mistake there. If you have 2 Ghost Vacuums on the board... That was a good one. I had a lot of fun there. So many options, dude. Holy cow. Anyways, when you have 2 Ghost Vacuums, you want to put all the creatures under 1, unless you're up against, like, the Pixie Bounce deck list, because then Ghost Vacuum's going to get bounced back to your hand once it becomes a threat, too. But yeah, put all the creatures under 1 vacuum, because eventually you're going to want to activate the bottom ability on vacuum when you're this far into the game. Like, look at all this mana, dude. I think going down to 3 could have been safe to draw on the Dreamthief. Gets us 1 step closer to the Ketramose, too, so... Guys, let's go over the deck list again. Kind of cool. Kind of really neat, right? I think so. I really like the Gix in here, too. Worked really well in that game. Like, a little bit too well, right? Opponent missed their removal. I bet Sheltered by Ghosts makes the cut in cats. I bet it's in there. So many creatures and stuff already. Here's the deck list again, guys. All 4 Ketramose. Worth it. Am I pronouncing this right, by the way? Who knows, bro? It's possible I just went on for 40 minutes in this video saying the wrong name. You know, that's fine. It happens sometimes, right? Right, guys? All 4 Ketramose, couple Gix. Liliana as a 1-of. Legion to Ashes as a 1-of. 1-ofs are hard sometimes in a deck list because it's kind of like, well, we'll just play 2 Liliana, right? And be happy about it, or because then you'll see it more and you're already hating on the opponent's hand with Deep-Cavern Bat, Intimidation Tactics, Ruthless Negotiation. It's going to be great to go ahead and go plus on Liliana because you're going to be drawing so much on Ketramose. It's just not going to line up every time, and sometimes your hand is going to be just as empty as your opponent's. Anyways, 1-ofs in a deck list is hard because it's kind of like, well, At what point is it okay to see this in a game or never see it for 7 games in a row? That's kind of how one-ofs are, right? Because it could take forever to see that one-of. And when you see it, is it going to be excellent? I think Liliana deserves the cut as a 2-of. I don't know if we want to drop the Legions to Ashes to do that, though. Also, double black on the Liliana. Yeah, the mana base is leaning heavy into the black sources anyways, thanks to the Verge. And leaning already, plus excellent dual lands. I mean, yeah, double black would be fine. Totally fine to go up a Liliana, drop the Legions. But that's one less card that works with the Ketramose, because Ketramose ability at the bottom doesn't draw you cards when you're exiling from hands, which is very, very important and very noteworthy. That being said, you're still trying to exile as much throughout the game anyway, so that way once Ketramose does land, you're actually able to attack and block with it. Luckily, we're not completely reliant on the Ketramose to get the engine rolling, and other win conditions like Flyers with Dreamthief, Deep-Cavern Bat, and Spirits on the Kaya is all we realistically need. Really neat, man. This is one that we got to revisit at some point and maybe try a little bit different. I can only imagine that everyone putting their Ketramose deck list together looks like a control deck list. I can only imagine, dude. But what I tried doing here is a little bit faster paced, but it was still very, very slow. We can't call this aggro by any means, but we're still playing with a good amount of creatures, which I'm okay with, right? How many creatures total? We have 14 creatures. Wow. I can't believe I called that good enough, right? Well, we have 4 here, 4 here, 4 here, and then 2 Gix. I guess, yeah. Fountainport generates creatures, Restless Fortress powers up as a creature, and Kaya generates creatures too, so not a lot of creatures. But compared to what it could have been, I mean, what other creatures could we possibly have added? Anoint with Affliction and Ossification are still going to be excellent pieces of spot removal in here. I do like 4 of each of them, especially since 12 basics for Fabled. So, yeah, 16 total lands that you can see to power up Ossification. 23 mana felt pretty good, didn't it? I wouldn't go up any, wouldn't go down any. You're thinning the deck list with Fabled Passage. Totally fine, because this deck list should be sustainable at 3 mana for quite some time until you start to get into that late mid game. And at that point, you're hoping your engine is set up with Ketramose and everything too. So this is cool, man. Yeah, I really like this. I'm like, again, struggling with words, man. I apologize, guys, but I am excited to keep brewing with Ketramose to see what we can come up with. At the same time, it'll probably be at least a couple weeks till we revisit this. So that doesn't mean, I mean, definitely let me know in the comments, what does your Ketramose list look like? What cards work well with Ketramose? I brought this up at the beginning, I think, but this is not a card or not the type of deck list that I am accustomed to. So I probably missed something somewhere, some card that's just like, I can't believe you're not playing with this in your Ketramose deck list, right? That's very possible. So let me know in the comments for sure. There's a lot of themes in here that when I revisit, we could just drop completely and try something completely different too. I'm interested in a 3-color deck list with Ketramose. Is there anything cool that we can do with Mardu adding red? It's possible. I don't know. But something to think about, I suppose. Enough rambling, guys. I really don't have too much to say. It was cool. It felt cool. It was probably a jankier version of what we're going to see with Ketramose at some point. Someone's going to put something together with this. It's probably going to be solid. Maybe. Maybe. I'm kind of like back and forth on this because of these Esper Pixie decks that are popping up everywhere, just completely, brutally picking apart Ketramose with sacrifice abilities. And then even Mono Black has a lot of sacrifice abilities too, so... Ghost Vacuum was good enough to consider 4, but what happens when you see 3 of them in the same game? You're going to be pretty sad about that, right? I don't know. I think 3 actually makes a lot of sense. These 3-ofs in the 1-mana spots, these make a lot of sense to me. Huh. Yeah, I'm not changing anything for sure. Also, guys, if you don't have Ketramose, the deck list isn't worth it. And is Ketramose worth crafting? Probably not. I would wait, for sure. I would wait to see what everything settles on. It's very, very possible that Ketramose, you never see Ketramose again. Just disappears, fades off into the distance. It's a mythic too. So let's say you pulled 2 Ketramose out of packs. Are the other 2 worth the craft? Maybe not for this deck list because more testing required for real, guys. It's very possible that I landed on a 50% deck list. It's also very possible that this is way jankier than it showcased today too. We didn't get to showcase it against like mono red, which goes so fast, dude. But against mono red, at least we're exiling things like Heartfire Hero, really, really good early removal and stuff. That's actually budget removal, Deep-Cavern Bat budget. Dreamthief, also an uncommon. Okay, first of all, if you are going budget, uncommons run out really fast, so that's noteworthy. At least Anoint with Affliction is common. Outside of that, mythic, rare, and then all the Verge are rare, Fortress, Fabled Passage, Fountainport. So, of course, you could play those in other deck lists too, or maybe you already had them laying around from like Bats or something. But oh, the Verge is new though. But yeah, I'd say it's relatively expensive. Put it on the do not craft list. Just way too much. Too many ways to put Ketramose together probably, but then also just more testing required in general. All right, guys. Enough rambling, huh? I said I had nothing to say, and here I am. Here I am still talking about it. Guys, seriously, if you made it this far in, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you. I will see you in the next video.